Hello my creative critters and welcome to Sketching with Sarah. This week's video is part 2 of my mini-series all about fruitles. If you want to hear a little bit about the origin story and what inspired me to create these babies, definitely check out part 1. I'll have a link below. So let's get sketching. I had to kick off this sketchbook page with a big boy, and that is my pineapple fruitle. I knew I wanted to have at least 3 other dudes on this page too, but I still wanted this pineapple guy to be the biggest, so I had to plan a little bit accordingly. So after I sketch out the pineapple and how the tortoise would come out of it with the watercolor pencil, I blended it out to create some basic color placement of the shapes. I always try to keep these first 2 stages pretty loose to keep it fluid and fun, also to not stress myself out too early. Then when I get into the line art, I take my time and carefully make my marks, and this is when I like to spend most of my efforts. Also, I did want to quickly mention that in part 1 of this series, there was a couple oopsies in the exporting where in a couple parts where there were time lapses. It was all fine and dandy when I played through it in the editing phase, but once it exported for whatever reason, there was an error. So if you continued watching after those parts, you are the best, and honestly, it made me really sad because they were pretty satisfying clips, but oh well, I guess. Anyway, with this pineapple fruitle, I found a reference photo of what I believe to be a sulcata tortoise, or sulcata tortoise. Not really sure how to pronounce it, but I was really drawn to this guy in particular because of his really spiky armor and his front legs. It gave me dinosaur vibes, and I chose this tortoise for the pineapple fruitle in particular because this tortoise is large and pineapples are large in comparison to the rest of my fruitles, and the spikes I thought complemented the spiky crown of the pineapple as well, and also the little fruit sections of the pineapple body itself. Something I did want to mention really quick is the topic of pyramiding that is found in tortoises. When I was looking at photos of these tortoises, I kept seeing images of them with their shells with almost like mountain or spikes on it where the scutes or those sections of the shell are. At first I was like, wow, that's so cool looking. I mean, it has spikes on its back like a Pokemon or something. This pyramiding is actually not good at all and is in fact a disease. This buildup or stacking of keratin in the scutes is thought to be a form of metabolic bone disease and unfortunately is irreversible, but handlers can work to prevent the buildup from getting worse. In advanced cases of metabolic bone disease, the shell becomes soft and flattens out, and this is really unhealthy for the tortoise and is usually found in tortoises kept in captivity. It almost never happens in the wild. There are a lot of factors that cause this and mostly are due to their diet, overfeeding, and more that could only really happen in captivity. I'll have a link in the description of more information about pyramiding in tortoises. I just thought I would share this because you might be like me and see these images and without being educated think, wow, this is so cool and epic looking. And although it may be cool at first, just know that it's actually harmful. And now you know. After finishing the line art, I added some extra layers of watercolor pencil to deepen some of the areas. Next, let's draw a pear fruitle. I really love this guy, and I love that the spots that you see on the pears really complements the spots on the sea turtle that I used as a reference for the turtle part of this fruitle. And I really love focusing on all the little wrinkles and scales and textures in those front flippers. I mean, I'm just obsessed with turtles in general and their beaks because they look like little derpy smiles and they just make me so happy. I added a little bit more brown into the fruit part to unify it a bit more, and now onto the orange fruitle. I don't know why, but this orange was just so satisfying for me to paint. And I think it's because it's just so simple and there's not a ton of different textures and markings on it. And for this fruitle, I chose another spiky-legged tortoise because I like how the orange leaf is so sharp and pointy. And I thought it would balance out nicely to have the legs reflect that too. I believe the turtle I used as a reference for this one was an Indian star tortoise. I really like this one too, and I thought it was perfect for this orange because it is a little orangey in color, and its shell is really rounded and dome-shaped and less flat like an orange. After getting the line art in, I added more watercolor pencil pigment and blended it out again to make him more saturated and therefore more orangey. Next up, I have the strawberry fruitle. I was telling my mom what other fruitles I wanted to draw, and when I said strawberry, she thought it would be cute to have a little strawberry leaf hat on him, and I just died with happiness. So while sketching how I wanted the position of the strawberry, I decided I wanted the strawberry's point at the back end and have the turtle coming out where the leaf would be. at the stem of the berry. And I had to have him have his little leafy scarf or hair almost. And I think he's just too cute. I really enjoyed drawing in the line art of all the little seeds on the strawberry and in his flippers and face. And I didn't really spend a lot of time on that back flipper because your girl didn't feel like looking up a reference of it. So I kind of winged it, or shall I say flippered it. Anyway, it's meh. But I think overall this strawberry fruitle is still a cutie. Now I want to know what your favorite fruit is, and did I make it into a fruitle? There are so many fruits out there, and making these critters bring me so much joy. So I could honestly do them forever. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this little sample of my fruitles. If you haven't seen part 1, definitely go watch that one, and I'll have it linked below as an annotation here and in the end screen, so be sure to check it out if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe for more art and animal related content. I upload a new video every Friday, and we just hit 150 subscribers. That's huge, and I'm so excited to have you guys along with me on my YouTube journey. You guys are so freaking sweet in my comment section, and I reply to everything because I just genuinely enjoy chatting with you guys, and your support means a lot to me, especially those comments that say you guys think I'm underrated, because that does give me a little bit of hope that someday I'll grow bigger. And I do spend a lot of time on these videos, and I enjoy creating them, so hopefully one day maybe I'll even get monetized. But for now, my goal for 2021 is to hit 500 subscribers, and then I'll be halfway there. As always, I have links to all of my social media like Instagram and Patreon, where I have a lot of fun rewards like drawing a sketch of an animal or animal hybrid for you of your choice every month. I also have affiliate links to the supplies I used in this video and the sources I got my information from and more, so you can learn more about turtles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay creative, and I'll see you in next Friday's video. That can only really happen in captivity.